Hi all, and very warm welcome to this special recording which we've done specifically for all the students out there who have some interest in studying law at university, and of course ideally here at the University of Liverpool. So a really warm welcome from myself. My name is Lizzie. I am the Director of Undergraduate Recruitment here at the Law School. I'm also one of the people that might teach you, might actually lecture you when you come here. So my job today has been to give you a bit more knowledge and understanding about what studying law at university, and most certainly here, is all about, give you a better understanding of the programs that we offer, the real plus points, the real added value that these degree programs give you at the University of Liverpool. And of course, at any point, if you need to know more, look to the wider materials on the site. We've given you a lot of links specifically for your school so that you know more about us. And never ever hesitate to contact myself, Lizzie, or Claire, whose details will be on the end slide as well and are on the site that we've given you, so that you can answer any questions directly to you about anything that we've covered today, or anything in general. We're always really happy to hear from you. Right, so in beginning all of this, I could literally talk for ages on why Liverpool as a uni is amazing, and as a city why it's so incredible. But of course today we are simply focusing on the law programs, but some really interesting points that you might want to know about the uni are on this slide as well. Now, in terms of our degree programs, in particular here at Liverpool, when it comes to law, we really have fleshed out a very clear trajectory for students. We've realized that all of you might want something a bit different, so it's not just straight law that we offer. We offer really great an assortment really of potential ways of studying law at university with us. So of course you have your straight law, which is your classic LLB. You also have your law with programs, and those are really fantastic ways of incorporating law into the context of wider aspects of languages, of businesses, for example. So it's a great thing. We'll talk about that too. We also very uniquely have the opportunity for our students to apply for law with a year abroad, which is just an excellent program and one well worth considering. And we also have some combining subjects for when you're not fully certain whether law practice is for you, but you'd like to consider a balance, maybe 50-50 with something else. So it's a great offer. We'll go through everything that you need to know, and of course hopefully answer all your questions while we do that. So where to begin? For all our law programs, our standard offer for the year ahead is 3 A's at A level or equivalent. Now, to be very clear about this in terms of the absolutes, you of course have to have at least formally what we would say 4 grade C's in English and maths at GCSEs, because that's something that the actual profession require from you. You can of course apply with general studies, don't think that you can't, that's always available. You do not have to complete the law national aptitude tests or the extended project qualifications, we don't need that of you. And to be very clear as well, we are very proud of the diversity of our students, of our staff bodies, and we don't want you to think for a second that it is 3 A's or nothing. This in particular, most certainly in the context of what's going on with COVID, is not the standard point that we're going to stay on. No, absolutely not. What do I mean by that? It's that if in particular you have put us down as your firm choice, do not think that 3 A's is going to be the be-all and end-all. We are here to support you. So of course, if for whatever reason you drop a grade and it's less, you think it's less able, it's actually not. We really are here, Claire and myself and the admissions team, to help you advance your desire to learn with us. And most certainly, if we are your firm choice, we will help you with that. And in particular, in being clear on that, you know, it's not just 3 A's or nothing, that we are here to support you should things go, you know, not as expected maybe as you might want them to. It's important to know that Liverpool very proudly, in looking to make sure that we have the best student body possible, work closely with the Pathways to Law, the Realising Opportunities and the Scholars Initiatives, and those are all fabulous initiatives. If you're interested on them, we have hot links on the site that we've passed on to your school, so definitely look to them. These are all other ways of supporting you in different circumstances to join us at Liverpool. We're very, very dedicated and passionate about that, so hopefully that makes a lot of sense. And again, any questions about applicants and what you need, don't hesitate for a second to ask us, because this can be something that really can be quite anxious for students. You know, what do I need to get, the absolutes and all of that, and we're here to support that, so know that we really do want to hear from you. And in particular, and then once you've gotten in, a lot of students obviously want to know, well, what happens next? Like, how do I become a practitioner? And that's obviously the end goal of the greater majority of our students. And although not all of them become lawyers in the end, we have a huge variety in students that go in different ways. It's important to be aware of how legal education turns into legal practice. So the key points of that, most certainly, is obviously you have to start off with, in terms of the existing routes, you have to start, your point one starting point is the LLB and achieving that, so getting your law degree. And obviously you need 3 years at undergraduate level, and this includes all the foundation subjects in law, which we have on a slide, but roughly include things like criminal law, contract law, land law, equity, tort. So those are the founding blocks of legal practice in general in the UK, and give you the strength and skills and understanding that you need to practice in whatever area you choose once you get there, so in reality. But it's very essential that you pass all of those, and it qualifies students to then embark on the next stage. So once you have that degree, that LLB, it's effectively your ticket to ride in whatever direction you choose in professional terms. And for a lot of our students, that is a solicitor. And if that is your game, that is what you want, that is the motivation of coming to study law at Liverpool, well then you're really well placed, as one. But two, what you need to understand is that it is changing, but currently how it does go is you finish your law degree, so ideally with us obviously, and for 1 year you do what is called, if it's full-time, the legal practice course. And this is a course designed to prepare you on all levels for how practice is, the world of being a solicitor effectively. And you finish that, and once you complete that, you then have to complete what is called the training contract, which is effectively the first 2 years of working within a law firm. So effectively you have to go and find and apply and be accepted to gain a training contract with any given firm that does offer them. Once you complete your 2 years, you are then a solicitor, and then of course the professional, absolutely all aspects of being a solicitor go forward in whatever firm you choose to work for. In terms of the other side of that fence, if being a barrister is absolutely your dream, then brilliant. Again, you have your LLB with us, ideally. Once you've completed that, you do what is called the Bar Professional Training Course, or the BPTC. This too is full-time for 1 year, and then in similar terms to the training contract as a solicitor, for the bar, once you complete the BPTC, what you have to complete is 1 full year of being a pupil. And again, this is where you get really hands-on into the profession, working within the team of a chambers. So you apply for these with the chambers of your choosing. Once accepted, you have a full year. Once you complete that full year, you are then a barrister, so quite straightforward as it is now. But be very clear, it's important as well to look at law sites in terms of career sites like lawcareers.net, Bar Council, the Law Society, because what they will help you to better understand as well is that there are new routes that are coming forward to widen the ability for people to, in different ways, attain the career that is a solicitor. And this is an important thing because it's a huge change to how things are going to happen, how you qualify after you get your law degree. And dependent on when you begin, then this will apply to you. So what the Law Society have put forward is what we call the Solicitors Qualifying Examinations. And interestingly enough, this is to replace the current LPC. and literally abandon the need for a law degree. So in the sense of it won't be a requirement as it is now to have completed the law degree, but obviously it's a strong help and support in becoming a practitioner, most certainly if you have one. Now, to qualify as a solicitor then in England and Wales under the SQE, as they call it in short form, you'll need to hold a degree, so university degree or equivalent experience in practice. You need to complete both parts of the SQE, and part 1 is legal knowledge and part 2 is practical legal skills. These are effectively, as stands, a series of examinations to test your core understanding of all the same areas that we teach you now within the LLB. So the LLB is not disappearing. It's very much something that would greatly strengthen both your ability to successfully complete this as well as to compete in terms of as a practitioner afterwards. And then afterwards, unsurprisingly, the element of the training contract is retained really in the fact that you have to have 2 years of qualifying work experience after that. So you can see, in essence, it is like the LPC is now. It's just cut apart a bit more to make the ability of different people from different career avenues, from different experiences, be able to join in the way that now is a very sort of slipstream through law. This just widens the horizon. And that's not, again, being very clear, the law degree is not disappearing. It is still an amazing degree to have, and most certainly would make you far more prepared and ready and informed to not only undertake the SQE, but obviously be a better practitioner. In fact, many law firms have said outrightly that they will still want to see a law degree ideally in a candidate, because of course it just means that you have that skill set, that knowledge base that will make your life as a qualified solicitor far easier and far better. Now, in terms of barristers and the bar, they are looking to slightly make things a bit more open, but the core criteria, the core elements of the BPTC are not going away. There are still 3 elements, as we know, to becoming a barrister. You have to have the academic learning, so you have to have that knowledge of law and the degrees, etc. You have that vocational stage, so the pupillage is still retained overall, and in terms of that way, so you can see the vocational learning and the pupillage become three steps that essentially already are covered. So nothing to be too scared of, everything very open. And of course, any questions, by all means, feel free to email me. Now, in terms of our promise, as someone who has lectured for a very long time, over a decade literally, I can say that without question when it comes to Liverpool, we are very dedicated to the fact that we are here for you. And you as an individual student, as that at this university, we care about you having an enjoyable and most certainly a successful time with us. That is something that is so key to what we want for you. And in that way, our promise to all of our law students from day one is that we are here to provide the guidance, the advice, and all the help that we can practically to help you achieve your end goal, whatever that is after you finish your degree with us. And I have students year on year that go to a variety of all sorts of careers. In my last cohort alone, there's been teachers, there has been accountants, students that go into all variety of things. So we are not blindsided to the fact that you must be coming here just because you want to be a lawyer. No, we know that a law degree is a very key, very worthy and important degree to have. It will serve so many professions well, and it's just a really good degree to hold. So we really are here to support you in whatever your end goal is, and we absolutely have the most amazing team. I've worked in a few law schools, and this is by far the one that I can honestly hand on heart say is fully committed to that and has such an amazing team to help you do it. So keep that in mind. Don't think that we just want you to be a lawyer just because you're here for a law degree. No, we're here for you as an individual. So importantly then, law degree wise, what do we have, what do we offer? Now, our straightforward, ready for you, fully law LLB It's the UCAS code is M100. It is 100% law weighting, so no other subjects come into it, but you'll see just how variety is not lacking, most certainly, regardless. It's 3 years. And in particular, so your first 2 years, you focus on those foundational subjects that we talked about at the start, which is fab. And it really does help then for you to, in a very informed way, choose your own third year. Now, what do we mean by that? What's great about the choice aspect of your third year at Liverpool is you really have a huge variety of optional modules. If you look at the degree link that we've given you, you can see how broad a choice you have. Everything from medical law to commercial to just anything. There's such a variety of excellent module choices that you have in third year. Things like AI in the law, things like employment law, all things are covered there. There's no end of options. It's one of the best and broadest coverages of a law school that I've most certainly seen in my time. So it's really great. And obviously you've covered all your foundational subjects. You can see in year 1 and year 2 how we really design those subjects as well to build off each other so that you learn in the best way possible to really advance you and strengthen your skills as you go forward. And it's very intentionally devised as well, which you understand when you're studying it. They're all really well linked together the way they're designed. And of course, third year is all your choice. And we'll help you in that, but it's purely up to what you want to do. And it really allows a lot of individuality in the focus of your study, which is always something that will make you achieve better in your last year. Now, in terms of law with programs, like I mentioned from the start, these are something that is very unique to Liverpool in terms of what we offer as an additional, really an expansion and an enhancement of your law degree, coupled with areas that give you a wider context to the importance of law, be that through languages, be that through business. We'll go to another slide where you see that. Now, this is a 75% weighting, which means, as you'll see, that you still get the foundational subjects, but of course you're sharing your course with the other side that you have chosen to also focus on. So where a straightforward law student would have more choice, your choice will have to be balanced between your two disciplines that are coming together. Now, typically this is 3 years, but you can make it 4 if you choose to do law abroad as well here. And of course, depending on what you choose, it's delivered in conjunction with another department outside of law. Now, in terms of 75% as well, this is still a qualifying law degree, and that's an important thing. You still have a qualifying LLB. You can still advance to the next stages of practice, LPC, BPTC. All of that is still open to you. You just have this enhancement of these other areas, and this is inclusive of what you can see is languages and business and politics, and they're extremely successful. And what students like about this is that you get to mix with different cohorts of students, which is always fabulous, and you also get to see how things like languages, things like politics, etc., all really are heavily influenced in part by law and vice versa. They're really interesting ways of equally building on maybe your own personal passion for an area. So it's a win-win really if it suits you, and a great option to have. And then also we have the law with the year abroad. Now again, this is still effectively your LLB, just extended with 1 year of study in another country. So effectively this is 3 years plus 1. So you have the opportunity then to effectively complete the standard 3-year law degree and spend one of those years abroad. So it's fabulous. You do study law in English. We do obviously have a language department here at Liverpool, which is fabulous. So if you want to get a bit more familiar with the language of the country that you choose beforehand, we have that support offered to you. It's an amazing support at that. So really fabulous. The tuition fee is what's stated there as stands. So it's all a fabulous opportunity. It's a different country. A lot of firms really and chambers and really employers in general love students that have this kind of international experience, because it does make your skill set that bit stronger. You do have better appreciation of different jurisdictions and how different countries operate. And here's the brilliant thing. We have such a variety of partners, both internally in terms of within the EU and outside of it internationally. And let's be very clear here, this is constantly being added to. We're always looking for new partnerships. We're looking to really expand this further. So there are schools here that we will add. Once I'm doing this even next year, that will be more than this. So don't think this is the only options. They are always expanding. We're always developing them. But what great options they are. So within the EU, you have all these great countries: Germany, the Netherlands, Denmark, Sweden, Finland, fabulous countries. And internationally, Australia and Brazil and Canada, Hong Kong, Singapore, the US. Just an endless, lovely community of international institutions that allow us to have this great offering to our students of being able to do this, being able to have that great experience abroad. It is fabulous, and all the students that I know that have done it just absolutely rave about it. So again, what a fabulous opportunity. Now, in terms of those of you, perhaps with all that in mind, maybe you don't know whether law is 100% the end goal for your career, or that you just want to have more of a balance than 75% law with something else. Well, then you also have the ability to have a 50-50 law degree. Now, to be clear, that wouldn't be a qualifying law degree, but it does give you that wider understanding and wider study of different areas. So it's a bit more of a literal 50-50 balance between law and another subject area. So although not qualifying, you can still obviously qualify in the different routes, most certainly under the changes to qualifying as a solicitor under the SQE. This wouldn't prevent you in any way attaining that. And for those of you who would want to stay to the traditional routes, then of course even conversion courses is something that you can do to prepare if that's the way of it. But what's great about a 50-50 degree is most certainly at a time when SQE is changing how you can qualify, this can be a wonderful way of studying law with just a different practice, a different area of study in line with your legal studies. So things like business, history, sociology. So you can see that there's a bit more diversity with what you're able to study, what you're able to join in with law. And of course, you don't do everything the same as a law student, because you have that equal split between the two disciplines. So you spend sort of half your time in law and half your time in the other school of your choice. So it's something to look at, something to consider. And again, any questions, just let me know. It does help. Now, in terms of employability, obviously something that all students are always really keen on knowing more about is, of course, after all of this time in education, how are you going to help me to make that next big step into the real world of employment and absolutely practice in legal terms? Well, there is so much that this university does, and it's so excellently as well. I could go on forever, so I'm going to try to keep myself nice and short. But we really do believe in the three sort of keywords of the fact that we're going to engage with your study, we're going to empower you with it, and we're going to make you as employable as we can do. So we effectively are there to make sure that this study is not in any way anything that doesn't make you super empowered and employable for whatever you choose to, in terms of your professional career, go forward with. And with employability, we don't just say it. It's not just something we say out loud and then we're done. We support it throughout your course, no question. In particular, what you can see from this slide is we do it in a multitude of ways. All of them are consistently there for you. So it's nothing that is a requirement. You can delve into these opportunities and engage with them as much as you want to. It's just a continuous offering. In particular, things like Law Extra are talks from practitioners and industry experts from all over the UK and sometimes even internationally. And most certainly we have very strong links locally. So we have loads of everything from practitioners to industry experts come in and talk to our students. And even in COVID times, this is still done by Zoom, and it still allows you to meet them properly, Q&A experiences, and that is a fabulous networking opportunity in itself. In fact, a lot of my students last year got work placements from that alone. And we have skill sessions to sharpen your skills across writing and research and all the key skills that you need for the law degree throughout that time as well. All sorts of ad hoc opportunities, pro bono opportunities, most certainly with the law clinic, which we'll talk about soon. and placement schemes, which are key, and all of these are continuous offerings. And something that really is distinguishable with Liverpool that very few universities do offer is this professional mentoring scheme, which is effectively where you're buddied up with a professional already, so someone who's already in the game, already practicing, already in the real world of employment, and they are effectively like a big sister or big brother in the employability terms. They help our students to develop and help our students to be prepared for the next step of employability going forward, and they love this. All my students love this, so it's a fabulous thing to have. And again, any more questions on it, do let me know. I could talk forever, but I've got to continue. And into the law clinic. Wow, what an amazing thing that Liverpool does have. What's great about the law clinic is that is something that we also can incorporate into your degree in terms of study. It actually has its own module as well, should you choose to undertake it. But in general, the fact that we have this great pro bono legal advice service in our building, literally part of our law school in every way, means that you as our students can really develop your commercial awareness and your real-term understanding of the real-world practice from real clients in real situations that are seeking our help. And with the help of our amazing law clinic staff, you get to see what the process is. You get to better understand those things. You get to meet the key parties that are involved in these situations. And we've worked on everyday matters from very grassroots level for people coming in with specific issues, for family issues, etc., to big special projects such as Hillsborough and of course the Birmingham pub bombings. We have all of this constantly going on that all of our students are able to get involved in, and it just has the biggest benefit to you because it not only gives you a better appreciation of what practice looks like and how transformative good legal practice is to people's lives, but you get to have real connections with core bodies, core important bodies, both within the law school and in current practice in the law world around us in Liverpool. So it's just a fabulous thing. And we're really dedicated to supporting our community, and this is just one of the ways we do it. So I could go on forever. Any questions, let me know. But all of this hopefully has shown you the diversity, the importance, the real selling factors that this university has. And it's important now more than ever to stress that we do want to welcome all of you to the law school, most certainly, and we're here to do that. So if ever you need any more support or have any questions, never ever hesitate to contact myself. So Lizzie, that's my email address, or Claire. We are always here for you to answer your questions. And so we hope that you found both this recording and all of the additional things on the site of use. And of course, can't wait to hear from you and hopefully welcome you in future. We hope that you found it really useful and hope to hear from you soon.